Nice to have you with us. Who's next?
Who's next is Keith Costas. After those very accurate depictions of Harold and I shirtless in a boxing ring, it sets up Keith's segment here, a free agent face-off. Take it away.
Early contender for best front end of the season, in my opinion. But, Maddie, we'll start with the big names here. We touched on this a little bit in the first segment of the show. deGrom, Verlander, and Judge, who you guys discussed. Which one of these three big free agents gets the highest average annual value as you see the projections here, courtesy of MLB Trade Rumors?
Well, for me, I think it's going to be one of the pitchers because that market has already been set up there with a couple different guys, right?
Yep.
And I think their years are going to be shorter. So I'm going to pay bigger money for a shorter thing. Roger Clemens is back. Even way back to the days of Roger, when he got $25 million to come back for the Yankees for what, half a season, basically?
Yeah.
So that's my take. What's your take?
I agree with you, and if I had to pick one, as much as, Steve Cohen is I think he's going to make deGrom very happy. I think Verlander gets the highest AAV. He's going to have the shortest of the deals, I believe, just because of his age. And if he gets a 3-year deal with the highest AAV between those three guys, I wouldn't be surprised. He's also, reportedly talking to the Dodgers, who have it to burn. So why wouldn't they make him the highest paid player? And I also think it's important for him to get that.
Well, and it's been proven. I mean, whether it's Trevor Bauer or even Correa, that $40 million is no worry anymore to go to that number for a year.
Keith, what do you think?
45.
Yeah, I agree with you, Maddie. I mean, I agree in principle that it's going to be one of the pitchers, but if I had to pick one of the two, I'm with you that it's going to be Verlander. And I think that there's a chance we could see one of these guys go at the winter meeting. So I wanted to get you guys on the record with some of these predictions before we get out to San Diego next week.
I see how you work.
Well done.
All right, guys, shortstops, the other big topic of the offseason, obviously. My question for you, with the big four free agent shortstops, Bogart, Swanson, Turner, Correa, is there a chance any of those guys are not back with their old team, or rather that they do not leave their most recent team? So do we see all of them changing franchises?
Yeah, that's a great question. Of the four, I think there is a chance that Swanson returns to the Braves. Despite the reports, I think there is a chance that Bogaerts returns to the Red Sox, even though I read some, I'm not sure if it was even substantiated or who to attribute it to, Keith. I don't know if you read the same thing, but there was stuff out there yesterday that Bogaerts is broken off talks with the Red Sox, that he's ended the relationship. I don't know that that's true.
Which was then refuted, as was the talk of him not being able to, or not changing positions.
Refuted, right. So I think there is a chance that those guys return. I think they're the two most likely to stay with their same uniforms.
I'm with you. I agree with that. I think at this point in time, the Red Sox need Bogaerts more than the other four teams. That's the way I look at it, because Trevor Story's not moving to short. I don't think that's going to happen. So that's not now you're looking to the minor leagues for guys that aren't quite ready yet.
Yeah, let me ask you, though, was that part of the calculus when they signed Trevor Story, thinking that Xander might opt out and they could always slide him over? Or?
No, I think they always thought he would be at second base.
Yeah.
But, he was an all-star shortstop. But I think the arm injury or whatever was going on with his arm over there, I don't see him playing short anymore.
Correa was never staying with the Twins for more than a year. I mean, that's just, the whole thing was just.
The Twins have a new explosive weapon.
Right, and that explosive weapon has left St. Paul. Thank you.
All right.
You got him by the sound.
All right, guys, next question here. Which one of these guys has the best chance to kind of get their career back on track? Cody Bellinger, Michael Conforto. You see the comparison here over a 4-year stretch. Obviously, Bellinger's peak was higher than Conforto's peak, but relatively close over that 4-year stretch. Conforto obviously missed the entire season last year with the shoulder issue, and we know what Bellinger's gone through the last couple of seasons. Who's got the better chance to get back to, let's say, an all-star level?
I'll go first on this one, and I'm going to give you a cop-out answer. I'm going to say whichever one of these guys does the sensible thing and signs with the Rockies is the guy who gets it back together the quickest. Reestablish your market value in Denver, where you might get a little offensive help. Yeah, there are challenges there playing in altitude, but the Rockies have to be involved in discussions for at least one of these guys, and I think both of them are in pretty good shape to resurrect their careers, if you want to say it that way. But I say the guy that goes to Denver is the one that gets a leg up.
And I think the Rockies are going to be in that conversation. I mean, where did their agent take them last year with Chris Bryant? Straight to Colorado. to get that done. So there's a relationship there with the ownership group. But I think Bellinger is the guy for me. Still questions with Conforto. Hopefully the shoulder's back healthy. I just think Belly's got a chance to get back going. And he's going to get a chance to play every day because he can play first base, he can play center, he can play all over. Conforto can be a guy that you kind of platoon. He's not going to get extra ABs at first base. I think Bellinger can.
That's a great point I hadn't really considered there, H. I really like where your head's at there. One more comp here, guys. Same kind of theme as that last one. Which of these two pitchers has the best chance to bounce back off of a rough second half? Manaea wasn't particularly good in the first half either. For Taijuan Walker, it's a continuation of a career trend. He's really struggled in the second half throughout his career. So which one of these two guys do you see hitting the ground running next season?
Boy, the note on the bottom of the screen there is interesting as MLB Trade Rumors and those folks do a really good job with their projections. They're both projected to receive a 4-year, $52 million
I was surprised by that number for
Wow.
Manaea. I think there's going to be a pretty wide range of predictions for him, but they do a great job, like you said, Matty.
Yeah, look, I think Eduardo Rodriguez Tigers deal is a pretty decent comp for both of these guys, despite the fact that Manaea is left-handed and has not had a lot of postseason success. This is a hard one. In fact, of all the things that you posted for us here in this segment, Keith, this is the one that I have the least feel for, so I'll defer to Harold.
Well, I say Taijuan Walker, since he's known for that first half. I think he's got the chance to bounce back. And I don't even look like it as a bounce back. He had a little bit of a injury down the stretch. He had a great year last year. And so did Manaea. I love them both. I think they both got a chance to really turn that corner in their careers, but I think Taijuan's the guy who bounced back sooner.
Yeah, and if you're not fishing in the deep waters for Verlander, deGrom, Rodon, etc., there are some pretty good pivots, and I wouldn't even call them, down a level. I mean, these are established big league starters. You could fix a rotation with one or both of these guys if you're a piece or two away. That's good stuff, Keith. Thank you.
Your thoughts have been logged. We will revisit at the end of the offseason.
Excellent. We'll do an accuracy check, maybe even at the end of the winter meetings to know how badly we butchered that.